What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Forging Theories, and today we are going to be talking about Disney Plus Day, 12 titles that Disney and Marvel Studios released. We have some awesome things coming down the pipeline. I don't want to waste any time. I want to get right to it, let you guys know what was released and what are some of my thoughts on some of the biggest Disney Plus originals that are going to be coming out. But first, before we do get to it, I'd love if you guys would subscribe to the channel. A lot of things are going to be coming up before the end of the year, and I'm going to try to get as much content out to you guys as I can in preparation for the remainder of Marvel and the beginning of the DC run that is coming out in 2022. So first thing that they showed us was a continuation of the animated series X-Men 97 coming out. This to me is kind of a nod to, hey, mutants are here. We haven't seen them yet live action, but I'm wondering if this is going to be the way that they bridge the gap between getting more characters to us without the, I guess, liability of having people sign on. Different voice actors and all those things could be taking over the roles of our favorite characters, but I'm curious to see if they include this into What If and then bridge What If into live action. Next one that we're gonna have is Moon Knight. Oh man, when I saw this title come up, I was like, here we go. I hope we get a first look, and we absolutely did. We saw part of the costume. We saw what Mark Spector is gonna look like, who's the character of Moon Knight. But it's Oscar Isaac who's playing him, and it looks fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, I got Batman level chills when I saw the first look at Moon Knight. I don't know if we're ready for what Marvel is going to be able to do, Marvel Studios is going to be able to do with Moon Knight. I think this character might be the absolute best character that we have seen from Marvel Studios to date. That's big, especially it's going to be Disney Plus versus a movie, so we'll see. Our next first look that we got was from She-Hulk, which, listen, the fact that we're going to have a ground up Marvel Studios Hulk character that they're not sharing with Universal or anyone like that, it is purely Marvel Studios. I think they're going to crush this. Having Tatiana Maslany playing Jennifer Walters is going to be awesome. So many crossovers that could happen from this, and finally we're going to have really the most solid origin story for a Hulk character. No offense to Mark Ruffalo or even Edward Norton or anything like that, but they didn't have the rights to do an original like they're going to have with She-Hulk, and they really had to give us the individual Hulk story throughout other movies. He was always a side character and never had his own focus. So this is going to be pretty cool. I think that they're going to be able to do justice to She-Hulk, and I think she's going to give Wonder Woman a run for her money. The next release that we saw, little teaser for Kamala Khan and Ms. Marvel. Definitely going to be pretty big, especially leading up to the Marvels movie with the Captain Marvel that we already know, with Monica Rambeau, and then now Kamala Khan. This is going to be pretty cool. Obviously, it looks like she's a pretty big fan of Captain Marvel. So it'll be slightly interesting to see where they go with that. I think it's going to be pretty cool, probably an all-female cast, so really excited with what they're going to do with Miss Marvel original series and then also the Marvels movie. The next one that we saw is What If Season 2. Mixed reviews on Season 1. It personally wasn't my favorite, but I think that they have they definitely have the ability to adjust what was missed. I think that there felt like an extreme disconnect from animated What If to the main MCU timeline and everything that's going on. A few connections. I know what it's supposed to be, I get that, but at the same time I would like a little more cohesiveness. What If Season 2, I don't know. Not super crazy about it, but I think that they have the ability to adjust. It's animated, they can definitely play with some things and introduce new characters and explore new stories, especially off of anyone that we got in movies and for Disney Plus. This next one is pretty near and dear to my heart. If we go all the way back to March, Echo was a character that I started looking into pretty heavily when Jabbering Jalapeno and I did our Marvel Tournament of Champions for March Madness, and I think Echo is going to be a huge character moving forward. I think that it's about about time that we get someone who's going to be similar to Daredevil, but however they can be different. Obviously, Marvel is going a really, really cool route with giving us the female characters that we've always deserved and needed, but just the way that they can portray Echo and just give us a new spin on characters that we really have never seen before. Because to be honest with you, if you go through the Marvel book, you're not going to see much on Echo. It's a very small character, but I think that at the end of it, after this series, and most likely after we see the introduction in Hawkeye, I think it's going to be a big, big, big fan favorite. So next, we'll have Spider-Man Freshman Year. Absolutely no clue what that's going to be about. I don't know if that's going to be animated or if they're really just announcing the next phase of Peter Parker. My gut, I guess I would say, is going to be Spider-Man in college, or this would be wild, but if they did Miles Morales. If this is a Miles Morales introduction into the MCU, sign me up. Absolutely sign me up. This would be super cool, but still kind of murky on what this actually is going to be. More on Spider-Man Freshman Year to come. Next, we'll have the series I Am Groot. They announced this a while back, and a few more that are coming up, they've already been announced. But I Am Groot, simply the Groot character. I think this is definitely going to be aimed more at the younger generation, marketing, toys, those types of things. Groot's a CGI character in the first place, so we'll see kind of what size Groot's going to be, what's the age, what's the adventure looking like. Do we have Rocket Raccoon, his sidekick, or vice versa, Rocket's sidekick, or just more play on the Guardians? We'll see. I think it could be super fun, but I think it's really just going to be that. It's just going to be a fun series that I'd still watch, but nothing major. Next, we're gonna have Ironheart, Riri Williams, super awesome character. I don't really know where this is gonna go. I know we're gonna have Armor Wars. I know it should include Ironheart and Rhodey. I know it's gonna play off of Iron Man and Tony Stark, but I really don't have too much information on this one. I think this is definitely gonna fall under the original category for MCU. I think that this story is really gonna be kind of pieced together from the comics, but loosely based on the comics, I guess I would say, in a better way. Simply put, I think this is going to be really cool. I'm glad that we'll have something Iron Man related because he's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I, again, just think this falls into the category of they're doing a really good job with female characters, and I think Riri Williams is going to be a character that will be beloved by everybody. Super excited about Ironheart. The 10th reveal is Agatha, House of Harkness. I was kind of surprised about this one. I did not think that we were going to see Agatha in full swing. I thought that we were just going to see her be a mentor to Wanda moving forward, but really when Wanda said so. So it's kind of surprising that they would do, a 5 or 6 episode season for something surrounding Agatha, but I think that would be a really cool way to kind of dive more into the mystical realm of things in the MCU, especially with Multiverse of Madness coming, the Darkhold, Wanda herself getting into the magic and the witch and the wizardry and those types of things, especially tying that in with Black Knight. And if they go and pull from Merlin and Morgan Le Fay, I think that they can really do a pretty good job at giving us more tie-ins and backstory on a lot of these characters that we're going to see. So I think the Agatha House of Harkness is going to be that bridge. Weird side note. If this is how they bring in Doctor Doom, I'm just saying this is a far-fetched, this is like the ultimate reach that I'm going to throw out there. If this is how they bring in Doctor Doom, I will be extremely happy but surprised. So if you're curious about what I mean by that, go ahead and comment down below and I can expand on that a little bit more. But there's something in the comics that happens with Agatha, with Doctor Doom and his mom, that I was thinking maybe we get in WandaVision or some sort of backstory thing. So pretty interesting. This is going to be something to watch out for. Number 11, Marvel Zombies. Not a huge fan of the whole zombie theme and those kinds of things. However, I think that the zombie episode in What If Season 1 was one of the best episodes of the season. I am ready to see what happens with Thanos, with the gauntlet. That seemed like a pretty good story that I actually wanted them to expand on a lot more. I will actually be really interested to see how they tie that in and if that ties into any of the animated series, whether Spider-Man Freshman Year is animated, What If Season 2, and then anything with the X-Men. So maybe, I don't know, could be a different one-off spin-off that's its own realm of the Marvel Universe. Should be good. Last but not least, we have the official graphic and photo for Secret Invasion. I know that they're filming that now. Samuel L. Jackson's doing some stuff. Obviously Nick Fury, the Skrulls. We'll see how it goes. I, again, hope that we get Super Skrull. If we do get Super Skrull, I'm hoping that we get some Fantastic Four tie-in, because that was a really cool story in the comics. But I think all roads lead through Nick Fury and the Marvels and kind of the space-based characters. I was really excited for this one, but I'm not too excited about it now. I think it just kind of is. I think it'll be fun, but I don't really enjoy how they've handled the Skrulls in the MCU personally. So this one, although it's last on the reveal, it's kind of last on the list for me as well. But with that being said, that is everything so far today that they've released on Disney Plus Day in terms of Marvel. There should be more first looks that are coming out, so stay tuned to the channel, to Instagram, and hopefully TikTok here if I can get something up on there. But again, this is Forging Theories. I do go by Cam. I'd appreciate your guys' love and support on the channel. So if you haven't given this a like, please do so. Throw a comment on there. What are you guys looking forward to see in the future? We have Hawkeye coming up. We have Spider-Man coming up. And then, boy, oh boy, does it get kind of tricky in 2022. Marvel and DC are going to be going after it. So I'm super excited to see the comic book wars really come to the big screen and to our TVs. So